is that there's so much talk between performance and the next performance, and there's been so much talk about Melbourne, from you. And the beauty is you get an opportunity tomorrow night to make, it's not much a statement, but to go out there and put in a performance where the players can believe and the fans can believe. How are you feeling 24 hours out?
Yeah, I suppose that is the good thing about the short breaks that we have. You got a great chance to just be able to get out there and play footy. But I'm not. I mean, I know that we have to give a response this week, and I'm pretty confident we will. But the game on the weekend is more from being up for 6 weeks and then playing a poor performance, which I understand is pretty league wide. A lot of teams are putting in a poor performance at a random time. But one thing I do want to see this club get better at, and my personal form as well, is not to have a dip, to be able to be up for the whole 22 games, and not to have that game where the president and the coach and the footy manager and the captain have to come out and speak publicly throughout the week. It's happened every year since I've been to the club. So that's the big step. I'm more excited. I am excited to play this week, but it is more about what we do over the next 4 or 5 weeks.
We seem to be asking you every time you're on. You know, your first year as captain, you've been confronted or put in front of you issues or incidents to talk about. How have you dealt with the president speaking? I thought Goody was outstanding today. Didn't duck and dive. What have you done internally with the players, if anything?
We've tried to stay away from as much noise as possible, but when the president speaks, that tends to filter through to a majority of people. But we understand. Glenn's very, very close with this playing group and the football department, and we understand where he's coming from. He's a very passionate Melbourne supporter and a very passionate person, and he just wants the team to be great. And I can understand watching the game Thursday night. I'm getting my nights mixed up. I'm pretty sure it was Thursday night. Watching that game, he shared the same views as what Goody said to us in the change room straight after the game. So there's no hard feelings. I mean, he's the pres. He can say whatever. He can say what he wants, and he was just commentating how he thought the game looked, and that was pretty much correct.
Okay, but what have you done? How have you addressed the situation and the performance just with the players?
Similar to how I spoke at the start, I and a lot of the players are sick of the performance we put in 1 in every 5 weeks. And I'm not a mastermind. I don't know how to fix that. But when we are dealt with that situation again, just being able to be cool, calm and collected a quarter time and potentially get that 3 or 4 goals back and fight our way back. There's not much more you can say. Again, short breaks. You don't want to be talking too much. Goody's had his word. Glenn's had his word. Josh Marnie's had his word. You don't want to get over the top with how much you're talking to these boys. But I've got no doubt there's going to be a response against Crows, and I'm relatively excited for that.
Yes, it's a big backdrop, isn't it? Is there any risk, Max, that on a night where you simply must win, it can inhibit performance rather than stimulate performance?
Yeah, the must-win games, it's always interesting psychologically. Even, obviously, I was going through a bit of an injury through this week, and there's always, he has to get up because he's the captain and they've got to respond. But I think footballers in general have gotten past that, the must-win game, and every game's a must-win game. Every game's the same. Obviously, there's a lot of heat because the president's come out and said his comments, and the AFL world has blown up about it. But every game's the same game.
Do you think it's fair, Max, that Goody, Simon Goodwin, the coach, is now being discussed, or his future's now being discussed? Now, you're going to say that you support him 100%. I accept all of that and I believe you. But do you think it's fair that now Goody's name is being discussed as, well, will he survive after this year? Is this just football, or do you think it's grossly unfair?
I understand the landscape of AFL and AFL media, and I understand that a coach who is, I think we're 3 and 5. I could be wrong. We could even be 3 and 4. But a performance against Port Adelaide like that Thursday night, there's going to be some sort of heat. I don't understand what's exactly going on down there in Melbourne and how much heat he's got, but I'm pretty aware he's contracted for a long time and he's showed some pretty good growth in this group. And for, like I said before, there's been 3 or 4 weeks of some really good football. The 2 games when we were in Manly and then the Brisbane game where Bailey Fritz decided to take the mark inside 50 or not give away the 50. We might have been a chance to win that game. So there's definitely signs of improvement. And that's me and Goody are both well aware that that's AFL media and that'll happen after losses like we dished up on Thursday night.
So